Hello everyone and welcome to the British Esports podcast here at Insomnia. We are joined by two very special guests today. If you could both just introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Scarlet Cosplay, but I'm also called Lucifer.
And I'm HijabiHooligan Cosplay, but I'm also Dania Geddin on Twitch.
Nice. So for those who don't know anything really about you, can you tell us a little bit about like your cosplay and what it is that you do?
So I'm cosplaying Loba from Apex Legends, and I have my Valkyrie.
And we are essentially a couple in the game, but we didn't technically plan the cosplays together.
No, we didn't. That was the best part about the cosplays. But this cosplay was just a bought cosplay that I had to modify myself, and yours is?
For mine, I made the cosplay. The jacket was bought, but then I added all the detailing on the front, the back, the pocket, everything, and then I just kind of put it all together.
And the Predator logo.
That's fantastic.
Amazing. So how did you guys get started in cosplay?
So I had no idea what cosplayers were or anything about cosplaying, but I always liked anime and gaming.
Nice.
And then we started watching a bunch of, me and my friend from high school, we started watching a bunch of YouTube videos. And in those YouTube videos, we ended up watching, I think her name was Nudorella at the time, but we watched a bunch of like con vlogs. And that's what got me into cosplaying. And I started cosplaying in 2015, and now I make con vlogs.
Nice.
For me, it was the other way around. I knew what cosplay was, but I had no idea that it was like a thing here in the UK. I guess I always thought it was like more of an overseas thing, an American thing. And then a friend of mine in high school as well brought in a part of a cosplay to work on. And we would work on it together during free periods. So I was like, I want to try this as well. So I made a cosplay in a week, went to con, and then basically never looked back. But that was 2013, so I've been cosplaying for a
Long
minute.
time then for you both, really, yeah.
Yeah.
So as cosplayers and content creators, when it comes to coming to an event like Insomnia, how do you balance like just enjoying the event, capturing content and doing all the cosplay? How does that get planned in advance?
So there's two ways around that. The first way is the fact that Insomnia is so generous to content creators. So even if we worked through the entire day of the con, they do let us stay behind after closing hours. So then we can access all the games to play, all the arcade machines, and then we have things like the dark room to relax to, have a quiz afterwards. But if you don't want to work all day and get burnt out or if you're tired, there's also just keeping the camera on, panning around, and then as soon as the camera's off, time everything perfectly. If you've done a lot of footage, the way that I do with my partner is it's okay, we're going to have 2 hours to ourselves. The moment we get the con, we're going to have 1 hour to ourselves, and then we're going to start recording. And it's just important to constantly give yourself breaks for long enough periods.
I second that. Honestly, it's pretty much a balance between like get your content in, but also you're here to enjoy the event. You're here for the vibes. You're here for the people. For me, I mostly come by myself. I do come with a friend, or I did come with a friend today, but like I do all my content stuff by myself. I take breaks to like charge my phone up and things like that, and then I'll plan like say an hour to charge a phone, and then like half an hour of solid filming, and then I'll edit that later and see what I can pull from it.
Nice.
Awesome. So I'm assuming you've both done quite a few sort of varieties of different cosplays, but what would you say has been your biggest project?
Captain America. I can say that immediately. Captain America.
Didn't you also get a photo with the actor?
No, that wasn't me.
Was that not you?
That's not me.
Imagine.
That's not me. No, it wasn't me. I wish.
My
One day.
biggest cosplay project would have been Hanzo from OVERWATCH. But it was my biggest project because I did the entire cosplay, did a great photo shoot, and the whole cosplay only cost me £10 to make.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Because I found things from charity shops, things like a size 14 blue dress, cut that all up, hand painted everything with no brushes, with like felted pens that had dried up using that to paint. And I think I made it when I was 16 years old, and that was my biggest project. But I don't think there's any other big ones. I've made props and cosplays, but I think my biggest project was that one.
And now, going from like biggest to hardest, do you have a particular like that was really hard to do? Would it be the same one, or is there any that were just slightly harder?
It definitely wasn't the same one. Cap was the biggest one that, in terms of popularity and stuff, it wasn't the hardest. The hardest for me was probably I did an Assassin's Creed one, but it was from the movie. It was a character called Maria.
Yes.
And I went through the painstaking process of making the entire thing, even the shoes, by hand.
Wow.
And it was a lot of leather sewing. My fingers were bleeding by the end of it. It was not fun. I brought it to Insomnia last year, actually, for the Assassin's Creed showcase. That one probably took about 3-4 years in total to make.
Yeah.
It was rough. But
See,
got it done.
For me, it was another Loba skin, which was the Breaking the Law skin from Maggie's season, which was season 12,
Yes?
I
believe
think.
so.
But because cosplays from Apex, if it's not the original skin, you can't buy them. So I had to cut up so many different clothing, but I had to both sew, pin, and design all the patches onto the cosplay. But the hardest part was the wig.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Styling wigs,
Yeah.
I never want to do again.
Can't relate. But also can relate because scarf, you know. A lot of pins in here.
So I recently made a Junker Queen wig. I wore it yesterday in the masquerade, and it's the big mohawk.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get the wig to stay in shape, but also like keep it in shape when I travel.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to do a wig ever again.
You know when they say like when you're styling wigs that it's gonna look messy in the process
Yeah.
of doing it? That's the part that makes me want to cry.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
It's
like
not
how
gonna
it
go
looks.
anywhere.
So, what would you say, looking back at your time being involved in cosplay, has been your biggest achievement?
Okay, so my biggest achievements have been being in magazines 6 times, being able to just walk into a convention, or even before I get into a convention, and being recognized, people coming up to me and knowing who I am. I've never done things like competitions and stuff. For me, it's more of like doing photo shoots, like smoke bomb photo shoots, being in magazines, being recognized is more of the thing that's like my proudest moments.
Nice. Someone wrote their PhD about me, which I didn't find out about until about 3 years afterwards,
Oh, my days.
when they found me on social and they sent it to me and they were like, I would love for you to read it. It's literally about you. Yeah. It was, I think they studied in Chicago or something like that, somewhere in the States. And it was literally the entire concept of it was about religion and cosplay and combining the two.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And how media and social media also work with faiths and with being of a cultural background that's different to, say, like the characters you're doing and how they clash and things. And they used me so many times. I kept reading my name over and over, and I was like, wow, this is a PhD right here. This is a whole ass document about me.
Gosh.
It was really, really good to read, though. It was very, very insightful.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I wonder if ever I was mentioned in a PhD, what would be the context? It'd be something stupid. I'd have like fallen off the
TikTok.
table or something.
TikTok
Yeah.
skits.
But yeah, I'd done something stupid on TikTok, and they were like referencing me as like, this is what you shouldn't do. Anything ever like this. So we've talked a lot about your cosplays and the things that you did over the course of your careers of cosplay. For people who are wanting to get started, do you have any particular advice that you tend to offer, or just advice in general about how someone can start cosplaying just from a very small kind of basic budget?
So my main advice is you don't need a new cosplay for every convention. You don't have to spend loads of money for the perfect one. Don't stress if things don't arrive in time. I need to learn that one too. But also, the main thing is, if you're starting cosplaying, the best way to start it out is go with a group. You will have the best confidence in the group. People will see the group if you do a group cosplay and will love that. It doesn't matter if your cosplay was as simple as like a polo shirt and a skirt to make the character. The moment you're in a group, the whole cosplay comes together, and that's the best thing.
Definitely. I would probably say everyone starts somewhere, so don't be afraid to start really small. And if you are on a tight budget, I mean, I was on an extremely tight budget. I was in school. So I had like a $5 to make my first cosplays, and that was the same for a long time. Everyone starts somewhere, and charity shops are a thing. Scrap fabrics are your friend. Super glue and hot glue is a lifesaver. And you can always build from there. So don't worry about
And
it.
if you can't sew, just use hot glue for everything.
Yeah.
That's what I did for my Loba.
Exactly. And honestly, the pros use hot glue, so
There
don't
you
even
go.
stress it.
So this is sort of like a more broad question. This one sort of came more deep from the heart from me about this one. So a lot of, sort of women and marginalised genders are sort of treated differently in video games to their male counterparts. So why is cosplay so important for like this freedom of expression?
It gives you the chance in a weird way to redeem those people who are, not to redeem them, but to redeem the characters and to show that actually they're not just what these, because most of it is made for the male gaze, I guess, and it's a lot of it is kind of to entertain the male population rather than everyone, even though now 2023 there is no just male and female, right? That's very, very well known. In a way, I feel like cosplay gives us the chance to kind of bring another side to those characters and really bring them to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think through this question.
I talk about this a lot because I don't do any, like, you know,
Yeah.
sexualized characters, I guess.
Because it's one of those things I've struggled with for ages, with the fact of the idea of constantly having to remind people cosplay is not consent and stuff. And it's actually still something I'm trying to fight for. So I'm really not sure how to answer it.
No, that's fair. I think for me, when you were talking about like cosplay and it not being like, you can literally be anyone, it doesn't matter who you are, that can be a cosplay and you can just do that. There's no problem against that. I sometimes find it more interesting and fascinating when it's someone who like doesn't look anything like the character as they originally were, but they still do the cosplay. That's like amazing to me that people still do that. And
It's
oftentimes I
an
think looks
interpretation
a lot better. in some cases, people do it a lot better as well, which is fantastic.
That's the thing. I feel like cosplay, it gives us the scope to literally do anything with a character, but still be that character, you know? And it doesn't take into account your gender. It doesn't take into account your sexuality, your race, any of it, your shape, nothing. You are that character.
Yeah, if you want to embody that character, then you do that. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's no limits.
It's just one of those things of like, it may not seem like it, but I'm constantly always worrying about every aspect of it. And it's not just like the cosplay side of things, it's even just like the wheelchair side of things. I'm still haven't grasped that yet, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like for me, because I am normally in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I thought it broke down before this, so I'm having to make do on
My wheel's
crutches.
broken.
But it's like, are people going to judge me for being a character who's not known for being in a wheelchair? And there are a few known wheelchair characters, like Professor X. I'm like, I ain't going to cosplay Professor X. I'm going to be this big, strong, beautiful character. And just because I'm in a chair doesn't mean that I'm not embodying that character in any way. So I mean, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I yesterday as Junker Queen, it was my first time on a masquerade, and I did it on crutches. And I was worried people were like, oh, like there she is.
It's because it's one of those things I've noticed where when I went to MegaCon, on day one, I didn't use my wheelchair at all. Everyone was approaching me for photos and stuff like that. Sunday I was in my wheelchair, no one came
No
to
one
approach
comes to you. It's
terrible, that really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
But I'm still the same person that these
Yeah.
people are excited to meet and they just don't approach. So it always makes me worry.
Yeah.
honestly, it's strange, but cosplayers to cosplayers, it's very much, if I see someone who looks incredible,
Yeah.
I will go to them and just, but now that I sort of understand, because I haven't really spoken to other cosplayers like who use wheelchairs or adaptive equipment, it's nice to know that you're feeling the same things I do and I'm not just worrying about it all the time. So
Honestly, same.
Yeah, I think it is terrible, really, that is the case, and that you have to worry about that because it's for you guys to put in like so much effort into the cosplay and things that you do, to then for it to go unrecognised just because you're in a wheelchair or you maybe look slightly different to how people envision the character. It's like the whole point of cosplay to me is to be able to embody a character that is something you're passionate about, regardless of what you look like, how you operate, whatever it might be. You're just passionate about that one thing and that's what you want to do. And I think that's the same with like anything. If like I enjoy a certain game, for example, it's like, yes, not everyone's going to enjoy that game, but it doesn't mean that like I should be belittled, I don't think, for enjoying things that I enjoy. So that should be the same like any walk of life. So message to everyone out there, be nice to people. That's just the general gist of, I think, what we're getting at here is just be nice to people. If you see someone in a cosplay, especially that you like, regardless of what it is, like celebrate that with them, and just celebrate the industry in general, because cosplay is fantastic. It takes so much work. Like, so my wife is someone who's started to like experiment a bit with cosplay, and her biggest worry is, like you said, like things not looking exactly right, or things being worried because you always like spend loads of money, because we don't have loads of money to spend. But just having people like you out there like representing cosplay in all its kind of sense is, I think, encouraging to not just her, but to anyone out there who's looking to get into cosplay. If you guys can do it, then anyone can. So be like proud of yourselves.
Right.
On that very emotional note, should we have some fun now?
Let's do it.
So we've prepared a little game for you that we've had everyone participating over the course of this weekend. I don't know how your charades skills are.
Oh boy.
Yes, that is generally the default response that we've got on this weekend. We have 30 game titles on these cards.
Oh god.
Lots of different mixes, some just general games, some like esports titles, a nice mix, hopefully.
Apex is in there.
Apex is in there somewhere, so hopefully we play the cards right and that lands on you. In 1 minute, we're going to ask you to, we're going to give you one card each. You're going to have to act out for us to be able to guess essentially what is on the card.
Okay.
So current record is 5. That's as many as we've gotten, so we'll see how you fare. Like I said, it's charades, so you can act out as much as you want. You can say one word. It can't be a word that's in the actual game title, and it can't be a character in the game, but it could be something like, if it was Fortnite, you'd say like, oh, building or something, and that would be like the clue. You can make noises or like hum songs or something to help as well, if that's of any extra like giving clues, if that helps at all. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it makes us even more confused.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Okay, Bryony, are you ready with the timer? And
Yes.
we'll begin. Okay, are you as ready as it's gonna
Think so.
get? Okay. 3, 2, 1, number 1. Oh, you also get one skip. I didn't say that as well, so you can skip. Okay, 2 words.
And then
2. What's
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2? Fantastic. Right. Let's go. Next one. Oh, Street Fighter?
Fighter.
Yes. Look at this. Okay, next. Okay, 2 words again.
oh no.
Oh no, it's 2.
Destiny 2.
3. 3 words.
And then there's, that's my one word. There's
2. Oh.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Super
Fly?
Smash Bros.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. You're smashing this. Okay, next one. Okay, Portal 2? Yes.
That was the best
getting
one
better
for
at that one,
Portal
yeah.
we've seen.
Oh, no.
Can I cheat?
Oh,
that's
time's
Not
up.
us.
What was it?
Fortnite.
Oh, fuck.
We both looked at each other like Fortnite.
I really just number 1 for today.
I think that was pretty good. How did we get through there?
4.
4.
Not bad.
That is brilliant. Well, that puts you in the top 3 at least. Sort of tied third.
Yes.
So, not bad. That was definitely one of the better ones I think we've had as well.
Oh, yeah. We've seen Portal and people were like, they go bang, bang, and then just... And I'm like, what's that?
Nah, listen, I played Portal for years. So
Yeah.
one and the other, you go in one, out the other.
Perfect. That's all you need. That's all you need. Okay, well, to round us out then, after we finish those questions and that little game, we've got some quick fire questions for you if you wouldn't mind answering for us. So you can answer each one at a time. You can have your own individual answers. Name 3 things that are essential to bring to an esports or a gaming event like Insomnia.
A camera.
Water.
Comment on that one.
What was a great option? We had a lot of water.
Can't comment on that one, unfortunately. A battery pack to charge your camera.
Yep.
Mainly, I don't know. I'm put on the spot. Food?
Food's a good shout.
We're just naming everything a human needs.
Right?
Well, they're also
Food,
needed
water,
at conventions,
camera. Yes.
If you're cosplaying, some form of glue.
Oh,
just in case things fall apart. Yeah.
Emergency like stitching kit.
Yeah.
I had
Perfect.
like 4 types of glue yesterday, just in my handbag.
Amazing. Amazing. I know who to go to if I ever have a breakdown.
There you are.
But for like content creators who do make videos and stuff, so like James and myself kind of thing, please bring a tripod. You don't have to walk around with the camera in your hand. Just bring a tripod. It's so much easier.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. As soon as you start getting shaky hands and you're like, there, like, oh, my arms are so tired.
Stabilize it, and the videos just end up zoomed in,
Yeah.
not actually doing anything.
Yeah, that's a good bit of advice. What's your most anticipated game release this year? What are you most looking forward to?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's quite a few, I'm not gonna lie. Probably Zelda for me.
I
Zelda.
forgot the game title, but it's the other game to Jedi Fallen Order.
What is the second one called? I know exactly what you mean. Jedi Survivor.
Yes,
From the audience. Yes.
I want to play that so badly.
Yeah, the first one's great. Have you seen like the character customization, like little videos that they've released? It looks crazy, like all the new stuff you can do.
I
I've
have,
seen
but I'm
some.
more excited about the droid.
Fair.
I love BD1
Yeah.
so much.
If you could compete in any esports event, are there any in particular you'd like to compete in?
Apex.
Is that an obvious answer?
I love how we keep looking at each other. Just Apex Legends.
If you could attend any esports event, would your answer be different, or would it be Apex?
Apex
Yeah. Understandable.
But also, it's not exactly an esports one, but the Destiny 2 thing that Bungie does every year.
Oh yes,
They do
yeah.
the showcase.
Yeah.
I would love to go to that one.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic. And finally, what's a game that you didn't think you'd like, but actually really did when you started playing?
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends. Let's go. Apex Legends is the answer and word of the day. Well,
Wait, you too?
thank you so much, both of you, for coming on the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you
Thank you
both.
for having us.
Where can everyone find you if they're looking for you?
So my Instagram, my TikTok, my email, my YouTube, my Facebook is all Scarlet Rose Cosplay. Any other bit of social media, Scarlet Rose Cosplay.
And my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything apart from Twitch is HijabiHooligan, and then my Twitch is Dania Gedden.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. Thank you everyone at home for watching. If you enjoyed this Insomnia content, please keep an eye out for all the other Insomnia content that we're doing as British Esports. If you like British Esports content in general and want to see more of it, you can subscribe to the channel. You can share it with your friends if you think someone else will enjoy it. I'm sure they will. If you don't, sorry if you didn't enjoy it, we'll do better. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.